What if I told you the next global superpower won't be crowned by tanks, not by aircraft carriers, not even by GDP? What if real power in 2026 is being decided quietly, inside data centers, research labs, and biotech startups most people have never heard of? Because while headlines still argues about borders and battalions, three silent technological revolutions are already redrawing the geopolitical map in real time: quantum computing, artificial intelligence, and biotechnology. No explosion, no victory parades, just codes, cells, and computation slowly reshaping who controls the future. Welcome to Novel's narrator, context beyond the headlines. For most of modern history, power was easy to recognize. If a nation had the biggest army, the strongest economy, and control over trade routes, it had influence. That made sense in an industrial world. Still one was. Factories built empires. And oil powered everything. But here is the problem. Those metrics no longer tell the full story. Two countries can have similar GDPs, similar military budgets, and radically different levels of real-world leverage. Why? Because power today is increasingly invisible. It lives in algorithms that predict behaviors, chips that process information faster than humans can comprehend, and biological tools that can edit life itself. We've seen this before. Gunpowder ended the age of castles. The printing press broke the monopoly on information. The internet reshaped commerce, politics, and culture in single generation. Each time, the nations that adapted fastest didn't just survive, they rewrote the rules. And now, we are at another inflection point. Let's start this with one most people still think is science fiction: quantum computing. Right now, nearly everything that keeps modern society running relies on encryption. Bank transfers, military communication, government secrets, power grids, hospitals, all protected by mathematical problems so complex that classical computer would take millions of years to solve them. Quantum computers don't play by those rules. Instead of bits, 0 or 1, they use qubits, which can exist in multiple states simultaneously. That single shift turns impossible calculations into manageable ones. And here is the uncomfortable part. A sufficient power quantum computer could break much of today's encryption in minutes, not hypothetically. Not eventually. This is why governments are racing quietly to get there first. Because whoever cracks quantum supremacy doesn't just gain faster computers, they gain access to historical intelligence archives, the ability to intercept supposedly secure communications, leverage over financial systems, and unprecedented insight into adversaries' decision-making. This is the quantum arms race. The US, China, and parts of Europe are investing billions, not for prestige, but for survival. And unlike nuclear weapons, quantum breakthroughs are harder to monitor. No missile tests, no explosions. Just lines of codes, and suddenly the balance of power shifts. The scary part, by the time the public cares about a real quantum breakthrough, it may already be too late to defend against it. If quantum computing is about breaking systems, artificial intelligence is about controlling them. And not just on the battlefield. AI already plays a role in military targeting, logistics, surveillance, and cyber defense. But that's only the surface layer. The real revolution is how AI shapes decisions. Modern governments drown in data, economic signal, satellite imagery, social media trends, and migration patterns. Human can't process it all. Algorithms can. This is where we enter the age of AI-assisted statecraft. Predictive models now help governments anticipate political instability, supply chain disruptions, election interference, even the likelihood of diplomatic breakdown. In some cases, AI systems suggest negotiation strategies. What to offer, what to threaten, what to delay. That's diplomacy optimized by code. But AI has a darker twin. Disinformation. AI-generated voices, AI-generated videos, AI-generated narratives tailored to specific cultures, fears, and biases. In geopolitics, perception is reality, and AI allows nations to shape perception at scale. No bombs, no invasion, nudging population until trust collapse from the inside. And then there is ethical hedge. Autonomous weapons don't panic. They don't hesitate. But they also don't understand context, morality, or unintended consequences. If an algorithm misclassifies a target, who is responsible? The programmer? The general, the machine. In a world where milliseconds matter, AI doesn't just support power, it accelerates it. And acceleration without oversight is rarely stable. Now, we arrive at the quietest and arguably most unsettling shift of all: biotechnology. For centuries, biology limited power. Disease was unpredictable. Human ability was fixed. Nature had the final say. That's no longer true. Tools like CRISPR allow scientists to edit genes with astonishing precision. Synthetic biology can design organisms from scratch. And this isn't just about medicine, it's about strategy. Imagine a future where crops are engineered to survive extreme climates, soldiers recover faster or resist disease, population gain cognitive or physical enhancements. That's not science fiction, that's biotech geopolitics. And then there is the shadow side: engineered pathogens. Not crude biological weapons, but targeted ones. Designed to spread faster, evade detection, or affect specific genetic profiles. Global biosecurity was built for a slower world, a world where biology took time. Now, innovations move faster than regulation. A single lab, a small team, enough funding, that's all it takes to create outsized impact. Which means biotech doesn't just shift power between nations, it decentralizes it. States no longer hold a monopoly on strategic capability, and that changes everything. So, where does this leave us? In a world where power is less visible, borders matter less than bandwidth, and influence travels at a speed of light. International frameworks are struggling to keep up. Treaties take years to negotiate. Technology evolves in months. How do you regulate AI weapons when definitions are fuzzy? How do you enforce biosecurity across private labs? How do you protect sovereignty when data ignores borders? These aren't abstract questions. They are the foundation of future stability. And here is the part that matters to you. You don't need to be a policymaker or scientist to feel these shifts. They will shape your privacy, your economy, your elections, your security. Being informed is no longer optional. Because in tech-defined world, ignorance becomes vulnerability. The next era of power won't announce itself with marching armies. It will arrive quietly through updates, breakthrough, and decisions made by machines we rarely understand. The question isn't whether these shifts are coming, they are already here. The real question is, who understands them first and who gets left behind? If this helps you see the world a little more clearly, subscribe to Novus Narrator. Remember to share. Because the future doesn't just happen, it's engineered. And now you know where to look.